Corporate Tax UAE. What is the use of corporate tax in UAE? Corporate Tax UAE is a direct tax obligation on the profits made by business in UAE. This defines what the taxed profits are and how to calculate these taxable profits. The UAE has a very eye-catching corporate tax obligation regime with rates of 0 to 5% on earnings. There are additionally no taxes on rewards. Nonetheless, the UAE does have a VAT which is presently evaluated 5%. There are several advantages of corporate tax obligation in UAE. One of the primary benefits is that it assists to draw in international investment. This is since when a company wants to establish procedures in a brand new country, one of the crucial factors they take into consideration is the tax obligation regimen. A country with a reduced business tax obligation rate is extra appealing to investors than a country with a high business tax obligation price. Business tax obligation is a significant resource of profits for the UAE government. It is imposed on the profits of companies operating in the country. The price of company tax in Dubai is 20%. This implies that if a business has a revenue of 1 million United Arab Emirates dirhams, it will have to pay 200,000 United Arab Emirates dirhams in corporate tax. About Corporate Tax UAE Course Certification. The UAE Corporate Tax Obligation Course is the very first program on UAE corporate tax. The business tax obligation is recommended to be presented from FY starting on or after June 1, 2023. The UAE MOF introduced the intro of corporate tax in the UAE for FY beginning on or after June 1, 2023. UAE Corporate Tax Obligation Brief Program explores lots of prominent sections of the UAE federal law on corporate tax obligation. Significance of Corporate Tax UAE certification in 2022. In this program, the individuals would be able to recognize the facets of UAE corporate tax regulation, as currently detailed in the draft public examination record, including especially elements connecting to tax of companies, tax of non-residents, tax of people, taxation of free zone entities as well as various exempt individual. The training course covers the requirement for filing return, enrollments, settlement of tax obligation and also methodology of computing taxes, via numerous case studies. Training facility in UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah. If you are looking for corporate tax UAE training in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah in UAE, you are reading the right article. Zabeel Institute has designed the best CT UAE preparation course. Corporate Tax UAE training offered by Zabeel Institute stands out from other training in the market. Zabeel Institute is well known for delivering several successful batches for Corporate Tax UAE every year. Zabeel ensures to help all students with all sorts of assistance for their brilliant performance in the exam. For further information, please contact phone 00971 43974 WhatsApp 009715052585501. Email mail@zabeelinstitute.ae. Website www.zabeelinstitute.ae. Inquiry https://zabeelinstitute.ae/inquire/